Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. So today we're doing something a little different, and honestly highly ambitious. We're going to be unpacking a massive 30-page masterclass on NATO's 2026 digital transformation. But here's the twist. We're also going to master some elite English defense vocabulary along the way. So whether you're a massive tech nerd, an engineering student, or you just really love advanced language learning, this dual language format is absolutely going to change how you look at modern military alliances. Let's get right into it. But first, let's put your historical intuition to the test right out of the gate. Before we get into the crazy high-tech mechanics of autonomous defense systems, let's do a quick trivia check. In which city and on what exact date was the foundational North Atlantic Treaty signed? Was it A, London in March 1947, B, Washington, D.C. in April 1949, or C, Paris in May 1951? Go ahead and lock in your answer mentally, or, just drop it in the comments right now, because I promise to reveal the correct answer at the very end. To truly understand where we are in 2026, we have to look at this massive geopolitical shift. The very nature of unity has undergone a radical paradigm shift. I mean, we used to define defense by heavy metal, right? Think heavy artillery, armored divisions, massive naval fleets. But today, the front line is literally the electromagnetic spectrum and cyberspace. We're talking about autonomous drone swarms and neural networks making microsecond decisions just to shield civilian power grids. It's a whole new world. Section 1. The imperative of interoperability. Okay, think about the massive challenge here for a second. How do 32 distinct sovereign nations, each with its own native language, its own military traditions, its own domestic supply chains, actually function as a single cohesive unit? Well, the answer is interoperability. For our language learners out there, let's break this down. It's the structural and algorithmic capability of disparate systems to exchange data and operate cohesively without requiring manual translation or causing operational friction. If you're working in the defense space, this word is your absolute foundation. You literally cannot operate without it. And this right here brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of the engineering challenge we're talking about. Just imagine this. A radar installation on the Mediterranean coast of Turkey detects an aerial anomaly. In a fraction of a millisecond, that exact sensor data must be processed, encrypted, and transmitted thousands of miles to an airborne warning system over northern Europe, which then has to instantly synchronize with a North American missile defense battery. If they use incompatible data encryption, the system experiences catastrophic latency. And in 2026, latency doesn't just mean a minor delay on your screen, it means total defense failure. All right, Section 2, Strategic Deterrence in Cyberspace. So, let's explore a concept that has completely dominated international relations since the dawn of the atomic age, but looks, well, very different today. The crucial point here is understanding the word deterrence. Derived from the Latin verb deterre, which means to frighten away, deterrence is basically the practice of maintaining such formidable defensive capabilities that an adversary chooses not to attack, because they realize the cost far outweighs any potential gain. For decades, this meant physical troops standing on borders. But today, cyber deterrence has completely eclipsed that traditional posture in daily operational importance. Under NATO's famous Article 5, which you probably know is the Mutual Defense Clause, an attack against one is an attack against all. What's super fascinating is that Alliance leaders have now explicitly clarified that severe digital sabotage is treated with the exact same severity as a physical military invasion. So we're talking about malicious actors attempting to paralyze a financial grid or hack the SCADA systems of a nuclear power station. A digital threat is now, for all intents and purposes, a physical reality. Moving on to Section 3, Overcoming Operational Bottlenecks. Of course, transforming 32 different nations into a flawless digital fortress is incredibly complex. Command structures regularly hit severe growing pains here. And that brings us to a really great metaphorical noun, bottleneck. Literally, it's the narrow neck of a glass bottle restricting liquid, right? But in engineering and geopolitics, it's a point of congestion or resource scarcity that restricts the efficiency of an entire process. Right now, a massive bottleneck is the global shortage of specialized electrical engineers. You could have the best AI in the world, but if you lack the human engineers to maintain the physical high-voltage converters and wide-band gap semiconductors, your whole system is incredibly fragile. Let's actually look at how this plays out in the real world. Imagine a quick engineering consultation between a systems architect, let's call her Elena, and an electronics specialist, Marcus. So, Elena spots a massive latency spike during cross-border data transfers. Marcus identifies the problem. A legacy protocol is acting as a severe bottleneck. The solution? They upgrade those edge nodes to cutting-edge optical converters.
Instantly, system throughput is fixed, allowing multi-sensor data to process seamlessly. Boom, problem identified, bottleneck eliminated.
Section 4, the AI and autonomous surge. As those structural bottlenecks get resolved, we enter arguably the most dynamic phase of 2026 defense. Defense budgets are undergoing a massive transformation. AI and predictive machine learning investments are completely skyrocketing. Let's highlight that energetic phrasal verb real quick, to skyrocket. Like a firework shooting vertically into the air, it means to increase at an extraordinarily rapid rate. Defense expenditure allocated to autonomous machine learning research hasn't just grown, actually, scratch that, it has skyrocketed across all member budgets. What's truly staggering here is the sheer speed of modern electronic warfare. Think about this. A highly trained human operator reading a radar console needs several seconds to perceive a threat, evaluate its trajectory, and execute a countermeasure. But an AI-driven defense matrix, it analyzes millions of data points per microsecond across satellite and thermal sensors, deploying countermeasures before a human brain even processes the initial alert. It is mind-blowing.
Since we're mastering the language of tech today, here is a brilliant linguistic trick for you. In formal, diplomatic, and engineering documentation, the passive voice is absolutely essential. It maintains objectivity and authority. Instead of using the active voice, like engineers deploy AI tools, a strategic planner will use the passive voice. Artificial intelligence tools are being deployed. See what happened there? It cleverly shifts the emphasis to the vital technological system itself, rather than the agent doing the action.
Similarly, when executives broadcast key statements, they often use advanced grammatical inversion to add intense rhetorical gravity. Instead of the standard everyday, we rarely see such seamless integration. They flip it. Rarely have we seen such seamless integration. It's a subtle tweak for sure, but it instantly commands respect and grabs attention on a global stage. And that brings us to Section 5, round-the-clock cyber resilience, which really points us to the final operational reality of 2026. The integration of cutting-edge tech demands continuous vigilance. State-sponsored bots and hostile cyber actors do not care about time zones, and they certainly don't care about traditional office hours. That's exactly why centralized cyber defense hubs operate around the clock. This is a fantastic idiomatic expression, meaning they function continuously, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without any pause. A strategic network can be targeted at 3 a.m. just as easily as it can at noon. To really illustrate this, let's look at a strategic briefing scenario. Let's say a delegate asks how Article 5 applies to untraceable botnets. Director Vance replies, by utilizing predictive neural networks operating around the clock, we can attribute attack vectors with high accuracy. Your assessment was spot on. Spot on is an incredible idiom meaning completely accurate or perfectly aligned with the truth. Human expertise combined with autonomous threat hunting is exactly how they neutralize zero-day vulnerabilities in real time. All right, we've covered some incredible ground today, which means it's time to revisit our hook from the very beginning. Did you get the quiz right? The foundational North Atlantic Treaty was signed in B, Washington, D.C., on April 4th, 1949. If you locked in B, your historical intuition was absolutely spot on. 12 founding nations laid the groundwork back in 1949, and today, that exact same alliance is forging a unified digital shield. Let's do a rapid-fire recap of the high-level vocabulary we mastered today. Interoperability is seamless technical coordination. Deterrence is a strategic posture of prevention. A bottleneck is a point of congestion. To skyrocket means a rapid, dramatic increase. Cutting edge is ultra-modern tech. Around the clock means nonstop, 24/7 operation. And spot on means completely accurate. Try sprinkling these into your next professional presentation or essay. It really elevates your language. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a heavy, lingering thought. As we've seen today, speed is everything. So here is a provocative debate prompt for you. To what extent should automated neural networks be given operational autonomy without direct human intervention? How much power should we really hand over to the machine to keep us safe? It's a tough one, right? Think about it and let's get a vibrant discussion going down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll see you all next time.